Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I appreciate you being here and watching. Today we're going to do something different. We're going to do a fun video on how to turn any coloring page into a Christmas coloring page. So not everybody has the extra money to go out and buy a Christmas coloring book or something that is specific just to Christmas. So I thought it would be fun to kind of challenge myself to see, hey, can I come up with a way to take a page like this and make it festive and full of Christmas. So what we're going to do, this page is from the new, I figured I'd pull from the Small Victories book since that's really popular and everybody's coloring in this right now. As an example, I have let me see if I can find it. Here's a bird page back here that I colored like Christmas cardinals. Somewhere in here, let me find it. Here we go. So you can see, here's an example of just a normal page that would have just been like spring birds, but I made it wintry. So we're going to do something similar here. So a couple of things to think about. Number one, what makes a page, so you can take a Christmas page and apply any color palette to it, and it will still be Christmassy because you have a Christmas theme on the page. You have a sleigh, you have Santa, you have trees. So it doesn't matter what colors you use. But if you have a page that's not designed as a Christmas page and you want to make it Christmassy, you need to use more of like a red and green-ish color palette. And that will help make it obviously more Christmassy than what you might think just looking at the page. Another thing that we can do is add decorative elements, sort of like we're going to decorate this house for Christmas. We can put wreaths on the window. We can make these little flowers, instead of treating them like flowers, treat them like wreaths. Maybe these are boughs of holly and we could put little berries on it. And then we'll do something fun with a snowy background. So what I'm going to do off camera is color in just some of the base colors in the house, like the facing or the bricks, things like that. And then we'll come back and we'll start adding some Christmas elements. See you in a minute. All right, we're back. So what I did here at the bottom, I guess that could have been dirt or earth. I colored it as if it were rock. So that's why it has a gray color. And then here you could see I took some French gray pencils and just colored in the home, the house, whatever you want to call the front of the house, like that. So now what we're going to do is start adding some things to make this Christmassy. So there are some real obvious cues on this page. So anywhere I see little stripes or striations like this, I'm going to make it look like a candy cane. So I'm going to alternate like red and just leave the other space blank and not colored and leave that alone. And then also one place here that we're going to get started on is this lighthouse. I'm going to color it like a candy cane, red and white. So let me zoom in and I will probably speed color this right now. So enjoy. All right, I did want to stop the speed color because I realized I forgot to share the pencils that I'm using. So I'm using my Prismacolor pencils, and the lightest red I'm laying down is Crimson Red, and then I'm using Crimson Lake as like a medium color, and then my favorite Tuscan Red for the dark shadow. And as I'm looking at this, maybe it's more of a barbershop pull than a candy cane. But let me go ahead and we'll keep coloring some more. Let me zoom in here a little bit for you guys. And I'm gonna just color and chat with you here. Make sure this is super sharp. Okay, so here, again, we're just gonna go in. Usually right after I sharpen my pencil, there's a little bit of the tip that breaks off. And I almost don't feel good until that breaks off, but it adds a little pencil dust there. All right, so we're just gonna go in and make this look kind of striped and candy cane. You can maybe, you know, another thing you could do if you had a house type page you wanted to make more Christmassy, is you could make it, color it like a gingerbread house and draw candy on it or something like that. All right, let's see. So here, I have my trusty eraser. So there's one. Here's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I like to do, if I can, if there's 5 sections, I want 3 of them to have color. So if you've got an odd number, this was an even number. So kind of bothers me that I can't put another, maybe I could put another red stripe down there just to sort of finish it off. There we go. That feels more finished to me. Okay, so now, and this here, I'm just straight coloring with the crimson red. I'm not doing any shading or shading, contouring, blah, 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 none of that, just straight color. So we're just coloring. I also wanted to share with you guys, I know I've been a little absent lately. I have been going through some stuff. My dear husband has had kidney surgery, and he's been in and out of the hospital for the past 2 weeks. We've been dealing with a lot of that. He's doing great. He's fine. Everything's good. But we had a little bit of a scare there. So that kind of took me away from any YouTubing, a lot of my coloring. So anyway, thank you for sticking around and hanging in there with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one has 7. So we'll start on the end here. So again, it's really what we're going to do here is we're just really focusing on what can we do to make this page Christmassy. And we're using already existing elements. Let me count this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, 16. So we'll have an odd man out at the end. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about this one so much. Anyway, but so that's what's been going on with me, and I hope all of you are doing well, and that as you're watching this video, you're happy and healthy and looking forward to your holidays. And if you're not happy or not healthy, my heart is with you, and I hope things go your way. I know life can just be hard sometimes, and that's, you know, sometimes why we color. Okay, let's see. So I like this stripy concept. This is kind of fun. Okay. Here's some more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Johanna, she's making these all even numbers. Okay. It's all symmetrical. And if you hear, I don't know if y'all can hear a motor in the background, my neighbor, it sounds like they're digging up trees or something, and I don't know what they're doing. It sounds like they're excavating in their backyard next door. Good grief. Okay, so I think that does it for candy cane striping. So let me zoom back out. Let you guys see that. So that's a good start. That's a fun Christmassy start. So I think the next thing that we can do is I want to address these rooftops, and I think I want the rooftops to be green and variations of green. So let me go get my green pencils, and I will be right back. All right, I've went ahead and pulled out my color family chart, which you can see, oops, I just bumped my little light stand. It's very beat up and loved, and look, it's just, I need to create a new one, you guys. But in the green family, the greens that I pulled to use would be true green, grass green, dark green, and then I pulled this really pretty spring green from down here. So that's the, oh wait, that was 4. I have 5. So this is true green, even though we can't see it anymore. It's, oh, apple green. I also pulled the apple green. So what I want to do, excuse me, is take, let's take this roof right here. Let me zoom in. And I'm going to do it sort of in a checkered style. And I'm going to alternate all these greens. I have no rhyme or reason in how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to start coloring. And we'll see how that goes. So I might end up with 2 of the same color next to each other. and that's okay. I'm not gonna be upset about it. Speaking of noises you can hear, you might hear Snicker snoring behind me. Little guy, he's getting older. He's had a tough go lately, but he's hanging in there. He's my best little buddy. Those of you that have aging pets, I'm sure you understand. So that is grass green. Let's throw down a little dark green. And you know, this whole let's make this page a Christmas page experiment could completely backfire on this video. So that's the joy of going live and trying things out with you guys for the first time. So I rarely practice what I'm going to do, and if it bombs completely, then I'll reshoot the video. But sometimes I just let my mistakes go, and you guys get to see them up close and personal, and witness the joy and the agony with me. It's fine. That's the fun of it for me. So you can see here, we're just making it different Christmassy greens. That one's kind of close. This true green is so pretty. I really love this green. And you don't have to use Prismas. You can use any pencils in your box. Like I said, in order to make it have more of a Christmas feel, though, excuse me, if it's not a Christmas page, you do want to stick to your more red, green, maybe even gold or silver families. See what we can get there. Okay, that's the grass green. I haven't used the apple. Let's put the apple green down. This one is so close to the spring green. I'm going to try to space those out a little bit if I can. I'll put one up here. How's that looking? And that is not quite colored in all the way. And that one is not colored in all the way. Are you a coloring perfectionist? Sometimes, yes, for me. Okay, we need a dark green here. And I might be overthinking this too much, trying to figure out color placement and what should go where. Oh my goodness, he is really, I don't know if y'all can hear him. He's just in the background. It's funny. It's cute. Okay, let me get my spring green. Put that there. I'll probably stick the spring green next to the apple green. Maybe I don't like that as much as I thought I might. Grass green. I could stick a dark green right here. Oops, probably dark green right there. Okay, so there's our little checkerboard Christmas green roof. Oh, let me fix that. All right, cool. So what do y'all think? Feel a little more Christmassy? Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm going to next take this guy and I'm going to do like a green gradient on the roof. So let me zoom in here and let's color that real quick. And I see I should have put French gray up there. I'll come back and pick that up. So I'm gonna start with this dark green. This is literally dark green in the Prismacolor set. I'm gonna outline this roof line up here. And now I'm just gonna go light to dark. So start out with my, you know what? I'm gonna start with the spring green. And I think this will be a fun page when it's all said and done. But I know, you know, at Christmas time, we're so busy doing things for others, buying things for others. Money gets tight. So I thought this would be a fun way to, let's, you know, take whatever books you already have off the shelf and let's have some fun with that. And especially Amazon, you know, this past summer, they made us all raise our prices. So they increased their printing price for independently published authors on their platform. And so a lot of those, I mean, everybody on their platform, we all kind of had to raise our prices just to make some money. And not even to make money, but you know, they actually tell you, like if you price your book a certain way, like if I have a book for $5.99 and maybe it costs, maybe the printing cost is like $2.50 or something, they will say, this is the minimum amount you can charge for that book. And what it would be a break-even dollar amount where Amazon gets their cut, but you get nothing. So trust me, this is not a money-making endeavor. It's like when I sell my books, I have a day job. I'm totally fine financially. I'm not doing it for the money. I do it because it's fun and I like to share my design with others. So I never really worry about stuff like that. But for people where it is their source of income, that hurt people to have to do that, because we don't want to pay a lot for books, and we don't want to charge a lot for books, especially when we have to use their crappy paper. I'm going to go back and rename my Amazon paper video, how to color on crappy paper. How about that? Okay, what do you think? That's pretty, right? Pretty green. All right, why don't we do the same thing on this roof? So I'm going to speed color that, and I think I'm going to stripe this one. We can checkerboard that one. So I'm going to, let me speed color this one, and then I'll come back with these two. I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I think that looks so fun. And real quick, I'm going to touch up some of these little house parts that I missed, like this part right here. I've got my French gray pencils. I've got 20%, 30%, and 50%. So I usually mostly use the 20% because it's light. And that using a light color will allow us to come back and add other embellishments to this if we decide to later. Like if I wanted to pencil in some green garland, I could do that. If I start out with a darker color, that's not as easy to do, unless maybe I were to use like a gel pen or something like that, then I could probably do that. But I wanted to keep it light and neutral just in case. So here you can see I'm tucking that shadow right under the eave of that roof. So this is the exciting part that you missed off of camera earlier. I'm gonna do the same up here. And up here I'm just gonna put in the 20%. We'll just straight color that, I think. That should be fine. Okay, and it seemed like I missed, I think this part, but I think what I want to do here is maybe make that like a barn. So I think in here I'm going to do red, and then down here I'm going to do red. So we'll come back to that in just a minute. Okay, let me checkerboard this up here, and I'm not going to speed color that since we did that together down here. So I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll be right back. I'm back. So I called an audible and colored in a few more things than I said I would, because I'm realizing this has the makings of being a very long video, and I don't want it to be that for you guys. So I went ahead, instead of striping this roof, I just colored it like the other ones. Went ahead and tackled that one. So we've got this up here. Also, I noticed this guy wasn't colored in French gray, so I did that. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to tackle some of these little roof outlines here. like this guy. So I'm going to make it a real simple. This is true green, grass green. Make it a real simple little gradient. I'll just do the two colors. And you don't have to gradient everything like I do. That's just kind of something that I do it so much that now I can't not do it. All right, let's do it on this one here. So feel free to, there's nothing wrong with just straight coloring. Okay. So now you can see this is really starting to have a fun, festive holiday feel to it. Okay, a couple of easy things. Look, we've got, I need a pencil for a pointer. We've got this element, which we can turn into a Christmas tree, this one, and even this little guy. So we're going to do that real quick. I'm going to use, let's see, spring green and true green. I want to keep it light because I want to go back over that and maybe add some garland. Let me zoom in for you guys. And look, that we can even make this a star on the top of the tree if we wanted to. So add that, maybe a little bit of spring green. I love the combo of these two. And you don't have to do, usually I color spring green, then the true green, but you can flip it like this. It's really, they're almost the same tone or level of lightness or darkness. So it's really hard to say one's lighter, one's darker. Okay, now let me do that to this one. Ooh, maybe, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and color this little guy too. No one gets left out. Leave no man behind. Okay, so do that. And I'm wondering, what fun holiday plans do you guys have? Do you have any, like, do you even celebrate the holidays? Maybe you don't. Do you have a fun family tradition that you look forward to every year? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to learn more, get to know you guys better. Okay. This little guy, we're just going to do spring green. In fact, oops, I need to sharpen that pencil. We're going to add a little dark green here. And then we're going to pull down some red. And I think here I will make this dark green. Okay, same thing here. Make this red. Oh, I'm coloring and I'm out of the camera. Sorry, guys. Just back over here to this little pipe. Great. Okay, so now let's see what I'm going to do next. So now what we can do is come up with a way. Actually, I'm going to save that for the end, I think, putting the embellishments on there. So what I'm going to do now is go back in. I'm going to finish up. Oh, you know what I said I was going to do and I didn't do it? Hang on. I'm going to color this red in here. We'll do that real quick. Uh-oh. I'm curious, do y'all talk to yourselves when you color? Maybe it's just me. Well, I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you guys, but you know what I mean. Okay. And then that was Crimson Red, so now this is Crimson Lake. I probably should be going the other way and putting the shadow up here, but oh well, too late. We'll do it this way for now. And what do we say on my channel? We don't judge. We just color. And then this is Tuscan Red. So pretty. As I sit here and talk to you guys to the tune of the snoring dog in the background, but at least the machine from hell next door has stopped. I don't know what in the good grief that was. I wonder if I'm going to walk outside later to walk my dog and their yard will be torn up. It'll be interesting to see. You never know what's going to go on in this neighborhood, that's for sure. All right, so you can see here, I colored outside the lines on those little posts, which means that is an opportunity for me to put down a darker color, which I will do shortly. Probably dark green. You can even maybe imagine that some Christmas elves live here or something like that. I don't know. Remember how cute that city was in Polar Express? Did y'all see that? I thought maybe everybody had seen that, but maybe not. Okay, let's add dark green here and here. And that is the magic of covering up mistakes. Just put down a darker color and nobody will know. Okay, and then I'm going to do red on this guy. And here I think I'm just going to keep it just the crimson red to keep it simple. Still got a little bit outside the lines there. That's okay. Let's see if I can grab that. Okay. And then we'll do a quick green rooftop there. Maybe that's a little barn. Maybe that's where Rudolph is. Probably not. I would think Rudolph would have more upscale accommodations, like maybe he's at the, you know, the 5-star Marriott or something like that. I don't know. Okay. So now, here's where we're at. Oops. Sorry, I zoomed in too far there. What I'm going to do now off camera, I'm going to touch up this chimney and these little elements. I'm going to try to make a decision on how I want to color them in, and I'll probably color them in off camera, again, to keep the video short, but I will come back and tell you what I did. So I'll be right back. I'm back. I actually did a little bit more, I'm so sorry, than I thought I would. I just really want to try to speed this up so this video isn't too terribly long for you guys. I want to try to hit all the important things. So here I added red on the little windowsills. Here I just went with the darker French gray to color in the rocks. I added the green and red embellishments up here. Added green on this, I don't know, is it like a terrace? And then I added green here. And I missed this guy before down here when I colored, so I just threw a really quick green roof on him. And just made that French gray. So what I want to do next is let's get to the windows. Oops, I see a little pencil dust there. So I've grabbed two Prismacolors. They're so worn out. This is how much I love these colors. So I have let me see here, Sunburst Yellow, which is 917, and Yellowed Orange, which is 1002. So these are my favorite colors to use when I color in like the glow of an interior window. And I'll usually use the Sunburst Yellow. Let me zoom in, I'm so sorry. So I'll use the Sunburst Yellow, and then I'll take the Yellowed Orange kind of around the outside of the window frame, and that gives it a little bit of depth and dimension, not a ton, but let's get these up here. Here I'll just use the Sunburst Yellow by itself, and trying to be careful not to accidentally pick up or grab any of that red, but I guess it won't matter because it will just make it orange, and that's okay. All right, so Sunburst Yellow for most of it, and then add the Yellowed Orange kind of around the edges, and that makes it feel homey, a little more festive. Here I'll just do the yellow by itself. Trying to make sure I'm staying in the frame for y'all. Okay. All right, so you get the hang of what I'm doing. So I'm going to speed color the rest of the windows for you. I'll be right back. So I think that turned out really nice. So that looks very warm and inviting. Like this place would be a very cozy place to stay for the night, maybe if you were a passerby. So what I want to do next, I'm going to jump down here to the bottom and we're going to color in these leaves. And what I want to do is try to color them like a holly leaf in theory. And then I want to add some berries to make this look a little more Christmassy. So what I'm going to do, I'll do one of the vines and one set of leaves with you guys, and then I'll color the rest off camera. So here I will start with, let's see, I'm going to take the combo we used above mostly is the true green. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize how zoomed in that was. Spring green, true green, grass green, and dark green. And I'll put these combos in the comments for you guys. So I'll start out, oh, hang on, I'll be right back. And that's what happens when you drop your pencil and you have to move your chair to bend over on the floor to get it. Okay, so here we go. Little, we'll start here. I'm gonna do some spring green. And those who have followed me for a little while know I try to do a couple of elements at a time to speed it up. So spring green, I'm sorry, yeah, spring green. True green. Then a little grass green. And then right along the edge, we'll do dark green. Maybe where that shadow is. And go over all of that with the grass green, which really makes it pretty when you do that. Then we'll pull the true green out of that. And last but not least, back to the spring green. Okay, so now I'm going to take my dark green and just kind of come over these lines a little bit. They don't have to be exactly perfect. Okay, and then we're gonna put the berries over here on the vines. So what I'm going to do first is color these in, and I'm going to use, let's see, apple green, spring green, and grass green. Let me try that. Never tried this combo before, so we're gonna see how this looks. It could be completely gross, I have no idea, but we'll see. Yep, not my favorite. I think it's just that, I'm gonna cover up that apple green. We'll just use spring green and grass green. I think that will be pretty enough. That apple green is it's a little duller. It's sort of in the same color family as the spring green, but it really kind of dulled down the bright happiness of the spring green. It was like putting a wet dish rag on it. All right. See how that's looking? That's actually really pretty. Let me zoom out just a little bit. You can, it's not too close, you can get a little bit of the effect and see how it's looking. Okay, let me finish up here. Again, that spring green and grass green. Another green that I love is, well, two actually, parrot green and peacock green, because they have kind of a bluish hue to them. And oh, it's just so pretty. It's I use those two in my favorite green combo. Okay, so there's the vines. Now what I want to do, I'm going to take, let's see, Crimson Red and Crimson Lake. And I'm going to see, this may or may not work, guys. I have no idea. I'm going to see if I can just draw some berries on here. Let's see how that looks. I might need to actually, oh, that looks like a heart. Okay. I might need to like, I don't even know where berries really go on trees or vines, but I'll have to just get, oh, oops, I just got red. That's what happens when you drop your pencil on there. I will probably need to take some black to outline that. And let me get a black pencil and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see if this will work. Maybe, maybe not. See if we can make it look like 3. That looks a little better. Okay, there's probably a much more elegant way to do that, but now it looks like we have, if we zoom out, looks like we have berries on the vine. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this section down here off camera, and then I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. How did I do? What do you think of that? I think the berries turned out pretty good. So all we have left now is this section and then decorating our tree up at the top. I think the intent of Johanna is that these are like shrubs with flowers. So I think what I want to do, originally I thought I would color these like these to make the flowers look more like Christmas wreaths. But I think I'm going to color them more like poinsettias, so red petals and then yellow centers. And then instead of shrubs, I'm going to try to color this like snow. And then the bonus will be using some Stickles to make it sort of glitter and glistening. So we'll give that a try. Maybe I'll probably end up going overboard with that, but we'll see. So what I'm going to do first, I want to lay down the lighter colors first. I'm going to work on the snow. This is my favorite. It is a Holbein Artist colored pencil. It's white. It actually says, interesting, use knife to sharpen. I just shoved that in my normal pencil sharpener with no issue. Soft white is the color. This white pencil, guys, is, it is like the ultimate white pencil for me because it is actually opaque. I can color something and then take this white pencil and go over it, and I will get white over that other color. So this is really nice. And since this paper is kind of ivory, I'm going to use this pencil instead of my normal white Prisma. I'm also going to use Sky Blue Light to put a little bit of blue color into the snow, just a little bit. So we're gonna just kind of go and see what happens. So I'm just going to start, and it might be hard for y'all to see the white as I start putting this down. I know it's hard for me to see, but I can barely see it. And then a little bit of I'm just gonna mix a little bit of the blue in, just to kind of give it that little snowy hue. But it's really gonna be the Stickles that will make this snowy. And I really like the This has to be a wax pencil. There's no way this is oil-based. But watch, as soon as I said that, it's oil-based. Who knows? And feel free to make a funny noise like that today as you're talking. Okay, so sky blue light. Oh my gosh, I'm totally coloring out of camera. I am so sorry. I'm terrible about that. Okay. Just putting the color down. Don't like that. I've got something there. Maybe we'll just put blue there. How about that? So I'm going to put most of the sky blue light down around the bottom where it's got like the little dots, like maybe there's a shadow. I don't know. And then transition it up to the white. It's I just love this white though. I think it's bright and it's easy to work with. It is hard for me to see where. The only time I can really see the white that I'm putting down is when I go over the black outlines, which I'm trying to be good about not doing too much of there, but it's gonna happen, no big deal. Okay. All right, so we talked about Christmas traditions. Do you have a favorite Christmas song? And do you have a Christmas song that just gives you ultimate tired head where you hear it and you just want to drive your car off the side of the road? There's always one. I've got a couple. And I mean, I absolutely love Christmas. You know, a few years ago, we left our tree up all year long. I never thought I would be that person, but we ended up not being able to celebrate Christmas until February of that year because some family members had COVID, some family members were out of town. So by the time we were able to coordinate all of our schedules and everybody was healthy, it was February. And at that point, my husband and I just looked at each other and thought, let's just leave the tree up. So, you know, in February, so then in 8 months around Halloween, people would be putting their trees up. So we figured we were ahead of the game. We were winning that year. But we enjoyed it so much, we decided we're going to do it again this next year. And we're not the type that has people over. We don't entertain a lot. So it's usually just the two of us. And we love just the ambient glow, just the light on the trees, you know, and how pretty it is and makes our living room look so warm and inviting. But going back to Christmas songs, I will say anytime I hear the Santa Baby song, I just want to throw up. And you know, it's one thing to hear Eartha Kitt's version, and then when I hear the Madonna version, I really want to throw up even more. And I am a Madonna fan. I like Madonna's music. I have opinions about her personally, but you know, whatever. I respect her as an artist, and I grew up in the 80s, and I've always loved her music. But that one song, I can't stand it. I'm sorry if that's your favorite Christmas song. Anyway, all right, so I think that's good for snow. What I'm going to do, we'll do the Stickles last. Next, I'm going to take my reds and the yellows that we use. So the same 3 reds, the same 2 yellows, and I'm going to go in and color the flower. So why don't I start with this one flower in the middle? We'll start there. And again, what I'll do is I'll color one flower and then I'll color the rest off camera. I'm sorry, this video is just really stretching out. Okay, so there's that. Then what I think I will do is just use the Crimson Red and Crimson Lake. They're just such pretty, crimson red is such a pretty Christmas color. Now there is a pencil in the Prisma set called Permanent Red, which to me, I think would just be red, but it's actually a little orangier. This is a bluer red, which is really pretty. Okay, so there's, I guess, one flower. Yep, okay, so I'm going to do the other flowers off camera and I will be right back. All right, we're back. What do you guys think? That looks pretty good, huh? So why don't we go in and start to add some of our embellishments. So I want to start out with our little rooftop Christmas tree up here. And I could try to draw, yellow garland's not going to show up against that green. Red will look brown. So I'm going to take a white gel pen and see if I can't draw some garland on here, like loop-de-loop, and maybe this white's too bright. It looks like it might be. All right, we can just go over it a few times. But then I can always add little red ornaments to that. Well, it's showing up better on the camera than down here in front of me. Another thing that I can do is like put some little white dots to break up like this very heavy green. Put some white dots here. And I will tell you, and if Carrie Kay is watching, she will vouch for this, but also Faye, when I get out my white gel pen and go to town, it sometimes is too much. I don't know when to stop. So if I overdo it, the fault is mine, but I've at least admitted it. And they say that at least admitting it is half of the solution, right? Now I also want to put a little dot on some of the petals, not all the flowers. The other thing I want to do too, before I apply the Stickles, oh, see, I want to keep going. I'm gonna do one more. I do want to clean up. I'm gonna take my black pencil and clean up where the Holbein pencil kind of grayed out some of these lines. So I want to just sort of clean that up a little bit. See if I can find any other places where maybe that got grayed out. Okay, so there's that. We can also add, let's see, to this guy here. Oops, let me get that pen going. Maybe do some little crisscrossy things there. And on this tree, just some dots. So there you go. So you can kind of keep going all day long with dots and things like that. Ooh, I'm going to do dots in one more place, and then I promise I'm going to stop. I think. Let's see. Okay. Snickers, hey, stop. Sorry, he is back behind me licking his booty, so that's a little loud. Sorry for that. Okay, here we go. So that looks a lot better. It's a little more fun. Let me go in now. I'm going to let this dry before I add the little red ornaments. But let me get out the Stickles. And let's see what we could do with the snow. This should be fun. Let me zoom in. I am not a Stickles expert. I'm probably going to mess this up. I will move left to right since I'm right-handed, just so I don't screw that up too bad. But I think it'll be pretty. Add that little sparkle. And I'm just sort of swirling it around. I'm not really covering every place. I'm going to get down here. All right, that is super sparkly, and I think it looks awesome. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry off camera, and I will be back, and we will do some ornaments on our tree up here at the top. Okay, we're back. I'm going to take my crimson red, and let's see if we can pull off putting in a few little ornaments on this tree here. I have to make them a little bigger. You can see how they're sort of muddy. It's not bright red, but I think anybody that sees this will get the idea. So sometimes too, when it comes to colored pencils and just art in general, like even if you're drawing or you're doing a painting, you don't have to paint exact details. You can just allude to the details, and from afar, it will look like whatever you're like. Have you seen people try to paint trees or things like that? They're not painting every leaf. They're it's sort of like a Monet. It looks kind of messed up when you're close up to it, but when you step back from afar and look at it, it's really beautiful. So kind of like that. So that's what we're doing here. Uh-oh, and I just got stickles on my fingers. That was not dry. All right, good to know. I'm going to do this sideways over here. Just add a few little red dots. Okay, so then I'll be right back. And you probably hear my dog sneezing for my attention. I will be back and we will finish up some other details. And here's the page so far. All right, I'm back. Are you guys ready to tackle the star? So what I'm going to do, let me zoom in here for you guys. Doesn't look very star-like, but what we could do is take the sunburst yellow, and I'm going to go outside. I'm giving you permission to color outside the lines. Make it like that. And then maybe start having like some rays coming away from it. I'm just sort of scribbling these in. And then what you want to do is you can add a little bit more of like the yellowed orange. And then I think that gives it kind of a Christmas star sort of look. And it also feels like maybe a beacon to people that are out there. All right. So it's a pretty star for the top of the Christmas tree. One more thing I want to do before this is done. We have all this snow down here, but it doesn't make sense that there's not any snow on the rooftop. So let me get my white gel pen set up, and I'll be right back. All right, what I'm going to do is try to put some color over the green roof that we did like a checkerboard. So right here, and I'm just going to take the snow, just draw like a white line around the top of the roof, and then you can just sort of bring it down a little bit here and there. You might have to go over it a little bit since the green's pretty dark. But that will give like the illusion of snowpack on your roof. A little bit of snow up there. We can do it down here too. Put a little snow on this rooftop, maybe put it down there. Maybe a little bit up here. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just like I said, if you give it the illusion that there's snow on the rooftops, it will look that way. Maybe a little snow caught on the lip down here. And then maybe we've got a little bit of a snowdrift up here. And a little bit right up here. Okay. So what do y'all think? I think what we're going to do, I think I'm not going to do a background on this one. I wanted to do one, but I think it will take away from all the fun details that we added here. So I'm going to leave it and call this finished. But just to recap, you can really take any coloring page and make it a Christmas coloring page like we did here. Things to think about are, let me get my little pointer pencil, your color palette. So choose reds and greens in various shades. And then you can just repeat those same reds and greens like I did, and that will give your page more color harmony. And then also adding Christmas elements, like we did the candy cane striping where we could. We added the Christmas tree elements, poinsettias. I'm not saying it right. Christmas flowers. And then like the little berries down here. So there are different things. Like if you had something, let's just take the facing page. If you had this page, how would you color it like Christmas? Same thing. You could do like red and greens. You can like stripe the red and white on the snail. You can add berries on the vine. You could hang stockings off of the mushrooms. There are just so many different things. But if you just think about what makes a Christmas page, the color, the theme, the elements, you can add those. You might need to add, like we did here when we drew in the berries, we needed to use a little black to outline the berries so it looks like it was part of the page. So you might need to do that. You could get a super sharp black pencil to do that, or you could use a fine liner. But I hope that today you have the confidence to take any coloring book in your coloring book collection and feel like you can make it festive and fun for Christmas. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.